Welcome back, everybody. It's your boy, Mark and I'm UFC fan, Elite Footy Talks. You know, the home of Caribbean football and, of course, CONCACAF Elite Talks, as well as international football takes. Of course, from your boy coming in, we're going to react slightly and a bit to the 1-0 victory Trinidad Tobago under 17 late last night, right after my stream, talking about our team's talent and their athleticism and explaining exactly why the result was a 1-0 before it was even a 1-0. And I mean, we did think that Barbados was a reality check for some of those of you joining and all of those who were talking to me in the chat. Big up to you guys. You know, it was a reality check that, Barbados was a fluke. And of course, I do expect the boys to go on and have another good performance. But, when you look at the team, there's a lot of talent in the team, but it's not well coached. Of course, they have a new coach now, SSFL coach. Formally, he's now the coach of the national team now, under 17. And I think it's going to take some time for his philosophy to get set in. But do we have that time? That is where the question lies. And of course, folks, when we talk about it and we discuss this game, we have to discuss the reality. We will always dominate possession versus our regional peers. Possession is often recycled in our defensive half. Limited penetration, you know what I mean? And I keep telling you guys this because when we watched the game last night, Trinidad and Tobago dominated possession for the most part, large portions of the game. They created lots of half chances. I would say they got themselves into attacking situations, very good attacking situations, but they never failed. They never really delivered that final critical blow until we got that penalty late in the game. And God knows they had so many chances. There was a lot of good performances. I would like to start with one performance in particular, because there were lots of good performances, but the standout performance to me was Josiah Theophilus, left winger or attacking player, but he was definitely an attacking sub coming on the left side of midfield. He had a very, very good performance. I would say he certainly changed the rhythm of Trinidad and Tobago's offense. He gave us a bit more attacking depth and threat. And of course, he's very good at passing and linking up with his teammates. The one criticism I was make that, I think I expected him to be a bit stronger on his left side, drop the shoulder and drive some low shots in when he did get the better of the defender instead of cutting back every time. But at the end of the day, he's a youngster still learning his trade. There's more to be learned. And of course, knowing what I know, I think he's on the right track and he will be told these things. And if he's not been told them already, it's going to be very interesting. Another key performer, of course, the goal scorer, Adasa Richardson, led the line with composure. There were some moments where I felt he could have done better, but he was the one taking most of the shots, taking most of the chances. He took that responsibility on himself, and I have to congratulate the youngster. He showed composure in burying that penalty, of course. He could have had a second, but he chose to give it to his teammate who came on, who blundered it, to be fair. He had a decent performance, his teammate, but I think when he got that pass, he should have gave it back to Adasa and let Adasa score too, because had he given it back to Adasa, it would have been an open net. And this is one of the things I feel the coaches do not say enough. A team goal is always more important than a solo goal. And whether your teammate or fellow striker is already on a goal, if it's easy, once Trinidad is in a clear and comfortable position, guys, you can do all the what you want to do, have all the fun tricks and flicks, whatever. But get the team goals in and get the lead early and secure the victory for Trinidad and Tobago. You're representing your nation. You're not just playing for yourselves. And this is one of the things we have to talk about. Prince Hood, big up to you, my brother. Boyce says the days of TNT being the best in the Caribbean are over. Well, Boyce, he's not actually that intelligent, is he? You know what I mean? I think it's a long time coming, and we're far from our best, if you understand what I'm saying, Prince Hood. We're very, very far from our best. At our peak, we only worried really about Mexico. America was not a problem. Canada was not an issue. Mexico was where the trouble was at youth level, and it grew even greater at senior level for some reason, which it always failed to escape me. And I don't even understand why. But guys, talking about this performance, shout out to LeBron868 in the building. Bro, what are your thoughts on the game last night? I'm pretty sure some of you would have some more critical opinions than mine. I think it was a decent performance. I think most of it was, the post-match. All right, okay, let's check out the post-match. Hold on, it's hard to copy and paste this thing. Hold on. Yeah, LeBron, like, I agree. And this is what I'm saying. Like, what we're looking at last night is basically talent and physical capabilities of these youngsters. We're not looking at a properly coached team. They're not well drilled at all. They're not quick to the ball. They're not hungry. Some of these guys not making runs. Of course, one or two of the introductions came in and they played a big part in that, and they started making a lot of runs and they started driving the play forward. But yeah, it's a lot of, it reminds me of Ruben Amorim, guys. I cannot lie to tell you. I'm so happy they sacked that scammer. You understand? And I think maybe that might be the problem. The coach, you see that they pass back so many times. I was like, where is the breaking line passes? Look, sometimes there's a player there, and rather than give him the one-time pass, you wait and a player come and cover. I won't say it's a clung of a campaign, something, because I think they needed that win as well. I think that win will give them some more confidence. I think coming down to the end of the game, Trinidad showed where we could have had maybe 2 or 3 goals. I think we could have improved. But yeah, it's not the best. It's like watching the national team, the senior men, before we got Dwight York. It was not interesting. You know what I'm saying? It's not that intense football that you would expect from a Trinidad team. And of course, this is the biggest problem, the politics, the politricks that they always want to come with in the people's sport. And yeah, bro, and it's these things. And now, to be honest, I think this is where we as a people, as a community, as Trinidadians, we had to come together and start saying, hey, listen, here's what's going on, folks. We want our national coaches to be certified at least UEFA B. And if many voices come out and sing that same hymn, it will become effective. I promise you. Maybe I alone saying it is not enough, because really and truly, you might be saying it to LeBron, you might be saying it to Son and Prince Hood, but not everybody else. And if we are singing unison, folks, I'd be trying to talk to these guys and ask these guys, you know, Marcus, yo, bro, check this out. Like, we try and push this kind of ideology, because criticizing the TTFA not leading to anything positive. So the positivity had to come with forced change. And the forced change may not be a change of the heads, you know. It might just be a change of tactics, forcing the hand in certain directions that we see as a better direction. Like, I think forcing coaches that coach the national teams or subsidizing them to get UEFA. I mean, forgive me, guys. I live in Europe, you know, these days, so it's a UEFA thing for me. But CONCACAF, to get CONCACAF certified licenses, B or A, what have you, this is a necessity. Why not just let Denzel Theobald coach these guys? I mean, this guy is certified. We need more guys like that who willing to go and you know, push themselves to get to the certification. Not because a certification make a coach, you know, but it is refine your own techniques. You're refining your own ingenuity by going and get this standard, because now you know maybe these youngsters need to run 5 more laps each day. Maybe they need to do 10 more steps in drills just to make sure they are that peak level ready to compete with the international scene. It's different, guys. You know, we compare these guys based on stats. I like to use data when comparing these players, not just the eye test. And when you compare these youngsters, a lot of these youngsters we have, They are the level of European talents that playing for European national teams like Germany, just to name one. And the interesting thing is that we don't have the developmental coaching that they have. That is what take these youngsters to the next level, folks. And this is what we need. We need to take these youngsters to the next level, folks. How are we going to do that? Well, we had to force the TTFA to listen to changes, make certain adjustments. We have to force coaches who we pay in. Because lots of times, a lot of these youngsters go into clubs and they are coached by a lot of interesting coaches. And the parents pay for these coaching clubs, clinics every weekend, during the week, twice a week, maybe 3 times a week. These guys need to use that money and also certify themselves. They can't just use that money for other things. They have to get certified as well because they're demanding top dollar. We have to take a stand, Trinidad and Tobago. This is on us, you know. We can't just blame the TTFA for this because this is on us. Because look at it like this. We allow our youths to go to these tournaments under these half-ass coaching tactics and half-ass coaching methods and be embarrassed. So are we going to change that? We have to. How are we going to change that, folks? Well, I mean, the only way we could change that, folks, is by acting ourselves. And this is by making statements. And now, you know, there's no need for violence or anything like that. But, you know, if we all come out with a unity voice and we speak to the TTFA and we say to the guys, listen, we think the better road going forward is to find a way to get our coaches certified at the highest level in CONCACAF so that they know the latest methods and data-centric attributes that we need to use to develop these players to be at the level of our international team, not just in the top level of CONCACAF, but in Europe. Because this is where we want our youngsters to go and play, in Europe, guys, because that is where we watch football. So let's be honest about life. Denzel Theobald got 3rd place in under 15 CONCACAF tournament versus Guatemala. Interesting. And to be fair, let me tell you something here, bro. That is not a bad result. That is not a bad result. It's a reason why there's put Trinidad and Tobago up against all the most difficult teams from South America first year. We are the most dynamic football team in CONCACAF, folks. I tell you that, not just because I was a Trini, but because it's fact. We have the most skillful players, the most talented, and sometimes the most physically gifted. The biggest problem is we do not coach them properly and develop them in the right way. We take too long to teach them tactical changes, positional changes, spatial awareness, and all these things. We wait until they're 17 and 16 to start coaching them into these tactics. We're supposed to coaching them into these tactics from 13 and 14. Slowly, but gradually. So by the time they reach 15, 16, they already know what is professionally required of their performance. And then after that, they can do their thing. This is where we go. 3rd is solid, bro. And now he could coach 2 teams. We don't have that much of a giant group to say that he can't manage maybe 45 to 60 players. Both groups could train together. It will improve the youngsters as well. Of course, I think it will be interesting, but let's see how it goes, because at the end of the day, folks, yeah, I mean, I can't dictate what the TTFA does. I could only give my point of view, your point of view, pull up your points, and we all elaborate and tell them how we feel. Hopefully that, you know, Kieran is listening. And to be fair, I think he is, because there will be changes coming. I mean, it's not going to happen overnight. I keep saying that, you know what I mean? We made drastic changes with the senior team. You know, even when we talked about the women's team, they did lose 7-0, but they did have an 8-0 trashing of a team. So in all fairness, you know what I mean? It's a work in progress. It's not the final product. And some of these youngsters need development, folks, because I watch them. You know me, I just sit down and watch these games over if I didn't watch it live. And just to come and talk to you guys, I understand why I say it. So I make sure and watch all the games I can. And I could tell you that the girls team is a very, very nice team, a strong team. They just need work. They need coaching, top quality. The coach that they have is a very respected coach in Europe. Well, in England, to be fair, among the first division leagues and championship league. He's very respected. He was once at Arsenal and a lot of different clubs. He's coached and done as a good experience. I don't know if he will remain the coach. He was interim, but hopefully he does, because I think maybe he will develop them well, the senior team coach. And it will be interesting to see what happens, because, of course, there are other well-certified coaches who are in and about Europe looking for jobs. Maybe some of them might look to the Caribbean. You never know. And it will be interesting to see what happens there. But for now, the coaches we have, we need to try and get them to be more adventurous, more aggressive in learning, because some of them will give the excuse they have all the experience in the world. They don't need someone's books to tell them how to coach football, but their methods are not working. They are not producing the talent we once produced, because guess what? If you go back 25 years, 78% of Trinidad and Tobago's coaches were certified in CONCACAF, at least on average when it comes to the national team. And that's 25 years ago, folks. What's happened in this time? Maybe some of those coaches have traveled abroad. Maybe some of those coaches are no longer alive or with us. It's interesting. And it's frustrating at the same time, because we have so much talent. I sat down there last night, couldn't sleep, because, guys, I have work early in the morning. And I decided to watch that game on YouTube. I was watching the TV boys play. And I just looking at the game. He made some good substitutions. I would give him that. But in terms of the real and true tactics, repetition, I wasn't seeing it. A lot of the players in the midfield were just playing based on their own understanding of the game. They was doing an okay job of it. They helped them a lot. But we cannot just depend on these youngsters' talent and ability to get us through. We have to coach them and show them how to use it to the best of their ability. So this coach is failing. Some damning words, but he remind me totally of Ruben Amorim. And guys, I just got away from this terrorist. I don't want to be with another one. So Kieran, if you're listening, you need to speak with this coach. He's not doing a good job. Yeah, his coaching tactics are failing. It's not playing to the players' strengths, and that's a big, big problem for our team when they face the likes of Guatemala coming up soon. It's going to be interesting. I mean, boys, he does not to get the best of them players, because, for one, I would be starting young Theophilus. Young Theophilus needs to start. He is the guy who you set the tempo with. You don't bring him on to change the tempo. You set the tempo with him, and you bring players into the game, because when he came into the game, the attack started to link up very well. You want that to start from the beginning of the game. So by the time you reach the 20th minute, everybody in sync, bam, 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 goal. This guy moving mad. Yeah, Mexico. My bad, bro. Mexico. It will be interesting now. Mexico's are very strong under 17, but there's not killers. When I say they still could be got at, and if Trinidad is very resilient against them, but clinical, it could be a photo finish. Now, I'm not saying we could win, but if we defend well, because the defensive side, the team was looking pretty decent. The goalkeeper is very good. He has a good stretch, good reactions, good flexibility. I think he will do well. The defenders, the two center backs, the mainstays, and the left back was very good all game. It's the right back that is kind of worrisome. He get tied up in the game. They switch him to the left at one point for a while, and he get one or two dribbles, and he lost his head. Yeah, they took him off. That was good. When they replaced him, the guy who came on was solid. The number 14 came on, played in the defensive midfield. He was very, very solid as well. We have some decent players, very talented, very strong players on the ball. And especially the left back, he was playing with the ball at his feet the most. He was dictating the play. He was deciding if to go forward, if to cross the ball over the top, play it across to the goalkeeper, let the goalkeeper make a play. He was doing a lot of the dictating. He was very good at what he was doing, very good at reading the game. He drove the ball forward very well. He was very good. He linked up very well as well with young Theophilus. I think this coach needs to change his starting lineup. I think his starting lineup needs to include the young Theophilus and young Finn. Young Finn is warm up into the game. And you need to start him as well. Yeah. So you start young Finn, you start Adasa up front, you start young Theophilus on the left. Yeah. You bring on the right winger who start the game initially. Yeah. The left back, the two center backs, the right back, cool. The number 14, make sure you start here against Mexico. For his physicality in midfield, you're going to need it. And of course, the young man who picked up the yellow card for his tackle. But I think that's a hard luck tackle. But yeah, I would love to see. Stop the delusion. Barbados score versus we SSFL versus we SSFL versus Liga MX Academies and European base. Bro, it's small thing if Barbados score against we, you know. I mean, it's not like if Barbados in almost score against Mexico twice or 3 times in the game. I mean to say, you're making it seem like if there's no hope. I watching this Mexico team. I watched their last game. They're not that. They are good. They are very good. Big up to Kingsley in the building. They are very good. The young Mexico team is very good. Do not get me wrong. I'm not saying that Trinidad and Tobago could win. But I'm saying we could make a game of it if we defend well. We have some very talented youngsters in the team. The problem is the coach started a team that was a little bit patchwork. He didn't start the best team. He brought on players and made the team very strong at one point. And this is where we started to pressure St. Martin. But at the same time, when you look at that St. Martin team, on average, the St. Martin team is bigger and stronger than the Mexican team. A lot of the Mexican youth men, they're small like the Trinidadian players, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, man. Don't do them youths like that now, bro. They men moving mad. Barbados, you didn't even play Barbados yet. What? Huh? Bro, small thing, bro. Like, why are you acting like if what? This is, we know where they are at, bro. This is SSFL best talent. This is not pros. Yeah. And of course, like I keep saying to your son, Mexico is the best team. I'm not saying that we could win, but we could make a game of it if we defend well, if we are compact, if we start the best 11. This young team could probably give them a fight. Now, listen, yeah. I've seen better teams lose to shit teams. Man United lose to Grimsby King. You don't understand what you're trying to tell me, yo. Man United, my team, Dwight York team, lost to fucking Grimsby King. Grimsby Tongue, I telling you. And them brothers at Grimsby Tongue is plumbers who's part-time security guards who driving a bus. You understand what I'm saying to you, bro? The coach, bro, the whole year's salary is 1 month salary of one of the assistant ball work coaches at Man United is getting a month. Bro, you cannot tell me about David and Goliath, bro. Like, relax. Relax. At the end of the day, this is a young Mexico team. And if this young Trinidad team in the first 10 minutes come out speedily, energetic, zippy, and they have that 11 I talking about start, and take some early shots and raid Mexico, they might get a goal or two. You never know. They could have that Mexico's team stunned for the first half. We get through that first half, we deal with the second when it comes. Like, I don't understand. Like, this attitude of it's all over. Forget dishonor, just that. That is crazy, bro. Score prediction versus Mexico. A strong 2-2. A strong 2-2, I say. Desmond 2-2, a draw. Strong. You know why I'm saying that? Because I have faith that they will start the 11. Yeah, and if they start that 11 and a half fade, that young Theophilus will score the opening goal. Because I know he pops very well. And I done tell him already, I say, hey, bro, let our youth know, listen, he had to shoot with he left low and hard. Like, what happened? He afraid of? He beat the defender against St. Martin 3 times. Clear as day. But to cut back across is when the defender keep catching up to him. I think if he beat him and drive and shoot low and hard across goal, he will score. Better that than you cut back 3 times, bro. Like, you can't always cut back. Like, that is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Trinidad will definitely lose 8-0 to Mexico because T and Tesco performance versus Peru. Nah, bro. Listen, yeah. Have some faith in the youths, bro. Like, I expect a difficult game, probably a loss. But 8-0, bro? Jesus. But they meant them are no hope in the youths, bro. Jeez, you're violated my king, boy. King. Nah. I mean, I did watch some clips of that Peru game, and defensively, we were shambles. It was defensive shambles in that game. It was poor all around. Poor all around. But you gotta understand, King, them is youths. When you score 2-3 on them go and give up in the game and goes and thing go be by the by. It's not the same as when we was youths, because we older fellas. It's a different time. Yeah, that different kind of mentality. You understand? But this is where I say to you guys, if we start the stronger team, the team that in between the 55th minute and the 80th minute, we had a team on the pitch, because after that, they make 3 substitutions before we score the goal, right? But if we start that team and the attackers in that team, instead of trying to walk in the goalpost and the box every time, take shots. Because the problem with this Mexican goalkeeper is he can't stop shots, you know. I don't know if Ole watched this Mexican goalkeeper as good as I watch him in the last 2 games that Mexico played. But Mexico goalkeeper can't stop long-range shots. He good in short distance and around the box when them low shots on. But if you take him from a little bit of distance, like a 18 meters, he under pressure. He don't judge the trajectory of the ball right. I watch a couple of games and he spill. We need to shoot. We need to start understanding that, listen, we're not that dominant force, but yeah, we ain't whipping boys, King. We ain't whipping boys. You know what I mean? All to back these youths. These youths need more backing than Chelsea and Arsenal, bro, and Man United, boy. Like, what's going on with you and Kingsley, boy? That ain't they'll vex me, okay? Mexico is better, but Mexico not as physical as Peru. Bro, you didn't watch them Peru players, or them Peru players looking like 20-year-olds, bro. Them brothers physically bulky and thing in Peru, bro. Nah, bro, you moving mad, boy. Like, all the men in watching the side of the team. All the men in watching the size of the team. Bro, listen, watch the size of... Oh, bro, listen, yeah, let me pull up them 2 teams here, because, like, all they moving mad. All they moving mad, bro. This brother that's watching name and not watching the players, bro. Because when I watch that Peru team, boy, them youth men look solid, proper. Like there's goat, like it's bison milk, them youth men drinking from young, bro. You understand? Them fellas look physically ready, like 20-year-olds, bro. Physically. Yeah. But don't tell me Mexico, bro. Boy, watch that Mexico team. It has some small men in that team. Slim fellas, bro. You could fight against them. You can't win against everybody in the team. You have to pick your battles smartly, you know, son. Anyway, but you're a Chelsea fan. You understand. I pick your battles smartly, bro. Mexico. I'll find this Mexico lineup. I find you moving mad, bro. Mexico 17. Cool. '26. Boy, like you will see this Mexico team, boy. Listen, yeah, I want you to see this Mexico team. Hold on, I'm gonna share it. Watch that Mexico team, and that is in we stadium, bro. I go and share the picture right now so they could understand. Understand what size of physicality, and yeah, they might be better, but you come to Trinidad, boy, you go feel it. You go feel it in Trinidad, King. Don't get tired. Watch that, bro. What you saying, boy? I want to know what you say. Why you trying to say to me this Mexico team? This Mexico team, broski. Yeah. This Mexico teams, they're not that big, bro. The Peru team bigger and stronger than this Mexico team, bro. You feel like Jones, you know? Bro. Feel like watching this in Joker. Watch out that, fellas. Big up, big up, big up, bro. I'm not saying we beaten Mexico, bro, but look at the size of this team, bro. Watch out them brothers, bro. Them fellas not bigger than Man United, bigger than the Peru. The Peru under 7. Bro, let me show you this Peru under 17 team you trying to sell man a dream about. Miss Peru. That Peru team big and strapped, bro. Like, brother, if you see the size of them Peru, man, bro, stand up next to the Trinidad under 17 team. I'm looking for that thing with the Peru team. Boy, them Peru players huge. If you see them fellas, bro. In fact, I think 5 or 6 of the starters in Peru is the tallest players. The biggest physically players, biggest. Because this brother who played number 5 is one of the smallest men on the team. And he's about his average size of the Trinidad team, bro. You can understand. Son, I can't hear you, bro. I can't understand you, bro. You just hating on your own team. You're a true Chelsea fan, boy. Don't worry. Mexico is the better team. Understand what I'm saying? But Peru is the more physically dominant team. Peru is a more physically dominant team than Mexico. Like, look at the size of this dude from Peru here. He is the smallest player on the team. And he is playing next to one of our biggest players bodily. And he taller than him. He's one of the smallest men on the team in terms of size. The rest of brothers, bro, they're big. Yeah. So you cannot tell me that this team here, who overpowered the Trinidad team, which is right, they overpowered the Trinidad team, that this team from Mexico, who they might be a better team, but they're not physically adept, bro. They will get rough up from Trinidad. I just saying, it will be a more physically even contest in this game against Mexico. It might surprise you guys. You could be all doom and gloom, Prince. But I saying 2-2 because I seeing confidence coming from a win. Not only that, but I'm also seeing that it's a close physical battle. And when it comes to a close physical battle, I think the boys will be confident. I think when they saw some of the big guys from Peru, just like last night, they was playing against one of the biggest teams in the entire under-17 in CONCACAF, in St. Martin. St. Martin is the most physical team in all of CONCACAF this season compared to Peru. So you could laugh, but go and check the stats, bro. Because that St. Martin team, the average player in that team bigger than our entire, everybody bigger than Trinidad players. Only probably the goalkeeper around the same height as them, man. And he taller than most of the players. Talk to me, Prince. You're laughing. You need to understand that as a Trini, I had to back my team, and I will back these youths. I know Mexico might be better, but I still back in my boys. Because these boys, you know what I mean? They could have lose last night. They could have lose. But they came up with a decent win. And I think, although it wasn't the best win, it was something they could build from. Now the coaching shit. He like Ruben Amorim was coaching Man United. He is garbage. But, you know what I mean? The boys... They could see they want to play, bro. Yeah. And you know something? When youths want to play football, let them have it. Let them have it. Yeah. So I go support them. If you want to support them with me, I back in them strong. And even against Mexico, whether it end up, if it's not 2-2, whether we win or we lose, even if it's a 8-0 or 7-0. I back in them. Yeah, I don't tell you. So laugh, big up, small thing. But I still feel like this team here that we're watching here, if they start this team, we could win that game. I'm still a little bit skeptical about this number 5. But see everybody else, they had a good performance from the minute 55 to the 78th minute. These brothers was on top of the game. This youth man here, number 7, Theophilus, he need to start. See if we could hit Mexico earlier, shocker. Because they have to understand, Mexico coming into this game knowing thinking them as the best team, thinking they're going to destroy Trinidad and Tobago. And if Trinidad and Tobago come at them, catch them off guard, punch in one in the net, defend well and punch in one again on a counter. It's a different ball game. Mexico on the back foot now to come forward now. We free to attack, but we have to be clinical. These boys need to be clinical. And Mr. number 7, yeah, young Josiah Theophilus, you need to take some shots with our left foot, brother. You're looking like you can't shoot from your left. And this is just from me watching you in that game. I just feel like when you had the chance, you're supposed to let it loose, bro, diagonal for the first post. Bang! Killer. If the keeper don't get done, somebody could be running onto it. I hope somebody tell you that, bro, because, bro, you need to shoot. You know, you understand what I'm saying? And young Finn, mine a gooter. Younger. How could you be on top of the box and scoop the ball over the post, King? I tap you. For all the Trini boys play football, King, listen to me. Back of the net, low and hard, or they never play small goal in all their life. Brother, a keeper could only get down 2 feet and 2 inches, 2 feet off the ground, 2 feet by 2 feet. Anything that in that box there is goal. Low and hard. I will be here. I will be doing a watch along, Prince. If you come on line for the watch along, I will be here so you can laugh and tell me I told you so. But you know, if Trinidad pull off a point or a victory, your brother, listen, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you because you laugh too much, bro. You see that 8-0 son? You and Prince Hood? let Trinidad get a result, bro. Yeah, I will be here waiting for both of you. Yeah, I will be calling you out front and center of the show to answer for your crimes. Yeah, I back in my 2-2 prediction, bro. Desmond in the building. Yeah, because you see that team there? I see potential in them. You know, Prince Hood, when I tell you I see singing in the national team under Dwight York, you didn't believe me until after the fact. Now you're a York, you believe in York. Understand what I'm telling you? We might be depending on individual brilliance and the talent of these youngsters right now. But they go hit a vein of form. And if they could get an early goal against Mexico, you wouldn't like to see what that early goal will do to this team. You go turn them into some high. You'll see some very good football from Trinidad, I promise you. I promise you. Shout out to Ranks in the building. And guys, listen, yeah, as a total fan in this moment when I say that, if we score early goal, this young team their spirits will lift to the maximum. You know? No, it's up to them to defend well and maintain that energy and that rhythm because, brother, Mexico will come at them with everything they have. At Mexico, they have an attacker. He is elite. Elite. Yeah, because Kobe coming to the team before Kobe. Yeah, well, okay, Prince, but understand what I'm saying to you. Our defense as a youth team, it's not bad. They had a bad game against Peru. They was out-muscled and pushed over. But it wasn't really, it was a little bit difficult, bro. Like, that's not an everyday situation. And look at the performance against this team. Like, in all fairness, they locked that team down for 80 minutes. It's only when they was tired, the team started to come back and get some chances on goal. Let me be real. Because it had that period of 40 minutes in the game from the 50th minute, about 30 minutes between there. Trinidad Tobago goes on top of the game. Everything was going forward. They was winning all the balls before the defense. Everything that was going there was snuffed out. And when they was going forward, the only problem was we wasn't taking enough shots to unsettle the defense. Yeah, I know you're talking about the senior team, bro, but I'm talking about the youth team right now because the senior team, they're out of the World Cup. Yeah, and with the senior team, the vision is 2030. Yeah, so we had to keep Dwight York till 2030, and these youngsters, one or two of them had to move up into that team in 2030, bro. So we have to support these youngsters. They had a transition. This is part of the pipeline. 4 years from now, these brothers will be 21 and 22. You want to have at least 3 or 4 stars. I want to say stars. You want to have 3 or 4 youth men coming out of this team that could possibly make it in a team in Europe somewhere, whether it's Bundesliga, France, Liga, La Liga, or maybe Premier League for like a Brentford or something. You want to have 2 or 3 of these youth men out there. Yeah, maybe he will extend his contract. You know, I'm hoping for that. We've heard that something is in the works. Discussions are being held. Maybe it might happen. We'll see. You know what I'm saying? And I hope so because York has done an amazing job with Trinidad Tobago, and we don't need to change from that. If we are to change from what York was done and has done, woo, yeah, we got to fire everybody in the TTFA, because they failed. Already they failed because Dwight York take me to a level there that if we had 2 more games, we would be in the World Cup. 2 more games. That team was primed into a machine. The best performing team in the entire qualification in terms of form. We're the best informed team. It just results didn't go our way. You know what I mean? It's a weird one, that qualifying process. Best qualifying I see Trinidad Tobago in about 15 years. About 3 or 4 World Cups pass. We didn't have a good performance like that. No manager. Bruh. Anyway, I just hope we don't go back to some shit Stephen Ames type character, bro, because that would be the end of fucking football in Trinidad and Tobago. Bullshit. Yeah. But anyway, we're talking about these youngsters. Yeah, last night we talked about the girls team. Keep telling all them and them. You know, some man them go laugh at the teams and criticize, overly make the song like they're so poor. They're not that poor. Charging senior men teams coaches is a waste of time. What do you mean charging? I don't understand what you mean. Explain. Explain to me, Kingsley. Come on. I don't understand that terminology, charging. What I mean, hiring the coach permanently until the next World Cup is a waste of time. I'm just trying to figure out. Because I don't understand. But what I will say to you is this. Yeah, Dwight York needs to stay until the next World Cup is over. And then he will decide, because then we'll be playing in the next World Cup. I guarantee you. Yeah. If that brother take me through qualifying from the beginning, we will be in so much points. We will be atop the table, I'm promising you. We could lose to Jamaica once, we could lose to Curacao once, we will still fucking qualify for the World Cup. Promise. And then it had Mexico, USA, and Canada, and it go have real opportunities to qualify, guys. Come on, trust me. Yeah? Because guess what? Them teams will kill off themselves. We will get a smooth sailing run. Trust what I'm saying. Just had a win-win frontier. We start a good trend. We need to continue. This is the problem. Continuity is a big problem for Caribbean. You know? Big problem, especially in Trinidad and Tobago. We don't continue. Right, your car just come for 2 years, and this dip had to be here for 7. It had to be philosophy built in. You had to build and grind that philosophy into the grassroots till every single youth man coming up playing football, watching that football and saying, that's how I had to play. I know how I can make that better. That is when we know we're reaching somewhere. Because, guys, this is how Germany does things. This is how Spain does things. This is how Italy does things. This is how England does things. This is how they've done things for years. This is why they always go to the top. This is why they're sitting in the top 10 all the time. Because guess what? They have a way they play. And everybody just could only come into that way to play that way, and try to show their own specialness in that way of play. That's where we had to get to. The problem is too many coaches want to do their own thing. This coach want to coach our back 3. That coach want to coach our back 4. This one want to coach a system different. He want to be like Barcelona. He want to be like this other team. Nah. Trinidad and Tobago is one way. Back 3, 3-4-3, pressing, zonal press, attack on the wings. That is it. The end. Bon Eve. Prince, you're playing mad enough. You are playing mad tonight, broski. You're not having a good night tonight, bro. Yeah, I forgive you, though. I forgive you. You know what I'm saying? We all can't have a good night. Every day is not a Sunday. You know what I mean? So, yeah. You know, but what I will also put and add in to this is that we had a decent performance. Yeah. We should have had a penalty. There should have also been a red card. Because I don't see how our brother who on a yellow card hand a ball and don't get a second yellow. They should have gone down to 10 men. But we're not going to talk about these things, right, Prince? Because it's not Chelsea. You know what I'm saying? It's not Chelsea. It's not Cabo Mute. You know? So we won't speak on those things. But what I will say to you as Princeton is that this is Trinidad and Tobago. And Adasa Richardson, with that goal in hand, he's a dangerous character to face coming up. It could get very interesting, and I pray you are here for the watch along, bro. Because when you are proven wrong, yeah, bro, I did too, bro. I was there. I think I was there live. But anyway, this is why I tell man them, you need to keep Dwight York and get Dwight York wherever you want for the next 5 years. Man them don't want to listen. I think we should, yeah, of course. There's no reason to, of course. Probably, but that is not an important situation right now. What is important is his performance and what he contributes to the team, and he needs to be clinical, especially against Mexico. I don't want to hear nothing from these. I want to see energy from these youth men against Mexico. I want to see a zonal press. I want to see these youngsters fill in spaces. I want to see them making attacking runs. I want to see them being very energetic in the midfield and physical, because if they leave that midfield open, brother, you just know this brother go and do that same thing he do, like he feel he's Barcelona. I don't know what is these fantasies some of these coaches have with Barcelona. In Barcelona, bro, the average youngster just have over 30,000 kilometers of steps, over 30,000 steps a day. The average youngster. So imagine trying to play Barcelona type football with Trinidadians who probably averaging 12,000 steps. I don't know, folks. It doesn't sound like it's going to work. His contract is up in March. I keep hearing you say that, but they have been negotiating an extension, my bro. So this is why I say to you, calm down. Calm down. Don't just throw your towel in just like that, my bro. You know what I mean? Like, hold on a minute. Let's wait for discussions to be had. Let's wait for negotiations to be finished. And let's hope that they've done their job, because he needs to stay. And I'm pretty sure everyone is telling them that as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what goes. Of course, I'm throwing my hat in support. I'm predicting a draw. 1 point for Trinidad and Tobago against Mexico. Of course, I would hope for a shocking upset where we come in and we smash these bastards up. And, you know, maybe win a 2-1, 3-1, something like that. But that's for the football gods. And hopefully we will be here all together watching and enjoying a big, big game for the young SOCA Warriors. Because if they win that game, they go atop the group and will possibly qualify for their first under-17 tournament in so long a time. You know what I mean? Since I think it was 2001 or 2007 was the last time we played a World Cup tournament. Long time from now. Long time. Yeah, but I mean, if he could take this team, he might stay. It will be interesting to see what they decide, bro. Like, you know, it can't be so finite. I know you want your boy Denzel Theobald to take over, you know, Prince. You know, I know you want your boy Denzel Theobald to take over, but I ain't too sure yet. I ain't think I'm ready for that one yet. Yeah. I wouldn't lie to you, it's interesting. But I like the way Dwight playing with his team, and I think the way Dwight playing with his team right now, folks, yeah, everybody want to see Dwight continue. Not just me, not just you. I think every single Trinidadian who have any kind of affiliation with football, that is what they want to see. So we'll try to make it happen. So big up to each and every one of you watching. I hope you have a great night. And of course, guys, you know, I will be back tomorrow because we will be discussing, you know, the prelude. And of course, Manchester will be live as well. Bro, stop this. Don't let Prince Hood get you guys into this depressive state of mind, people. Yeah, we will organize. Yeah, I have faith he will receive a new contract that leads well into 2030. You know what I mean? Let's just focus on that. And let me try to confirm that news. Hopefully the next update will bring that news. But tomorrow I will be doing a preview about the young SOCA Warriors as they get ready and gear up for the next game in qualifying. Of course, you know, if it's this weekend, I probably will do a watch along as well, guys. So stay tuned for that information. And guys, thank you for joining me. Don't forget to smash a like and subscribe. You know this is your home for all the international and football Caribbean talks in CONCACAF. Of course, you know, also a SOCA Warrior fan. So this is where Trinidad and Tobago football lives, right here on Elite Footy Talks TV. Guys, don't forget to smash a like and subscribe. I'm mad at what Theobald experience at senior international level as an overall coach. If York had to go, I want a foreign-based coach who know CONCACAF. Bro, I rather just pay York whatever money we need to pay York to keep him, bro, than try to pay a foreign-based coach to come in to try to do a good job. You know what I mean? It's not the best. It's just not interesting. You know what I'm saying? So what I would tell you guys is it will be interesting to see what these youngsters do in their game against Mexico upcoming. Of course, we have a chance of topping the group. If we were to beat Mexico by some stroke of luck, World Cup will not be so far away for these youngsters. And I'm going to be positive and support them. You see in the news, your current head coach, Canada, former head coach, TNT should hire he. Huh? Brother. Listen to my son. The MLS and you're not going away, bro. We need to discuss that. You know what I mean? I think you need to look more in Europe based. You know, some kind of Spanish coach, Dutch coach, German coach, you know, English coach. Or you gonna go for a Canadian coach, bro? You didn't see what Stephen Ames do to Trinidad and Tobago, bro? Take me back 20 years of improvement to the basics nonsense. Bro, matter what. I don't care if he never coached in the MLS, bro. He coached Canada. Not good enough. Unless you go and get Thierry Henry, I know I hear it. Yeah. Get Thierry Henry. If they could get Thierry Henry to come and coach Trinidad and Tobago under 17, under 20, on the national team, Thierry will get them brothers to win because he coached some talent. He was coaching, you know, the likes of this youngster who's at the top of Europe right now for assists. You know what I mean? Frenchman, plays for Bayern Munich. Interesting player. You know, a lot of fans would have said they would have loved to see that guy in a Man United shirt. You know? Yeah. Michael Olise. Interesting. He make World Cup with Canada first time in 41 years. I don't care about that, bro. I don't care about him. They fired him. They didn't have to qualify for the World Cup. And they fired that guy. Why did they fire a guy who they didn't even have to qualify to the World Cup for if he got them to the World Cup? Obviously, something's wrong with that guy. If they fired him, something has to be wrong with him, folks. I don't know about you, but I'm getting red flags. I am getting red flags, bro. We would need him to replace York. No, bro. You know what we need? We need to try to get Thierry Henry. Thierry Henry is a very good coach. Have you guys seen what he did with the teams he was coaching? I don't want to tell already the amount of goals them brothers were scoring. And men say that team would have gone nowhere. Get me TT if York goes. Or get Michael Carrick. Because, you know, I've heard some rumors that they're talking to this guy and they're talking to that guy. I mean, I don't see the point in all of that nonsense. I would have just, you know, wait for the season to end and possibly hire Carrick. Because if Carrick was to go on to win the next 5 games, it will put Man United in an interesting position. But we'll see what happens there, folks, because, of course, as you know, this is about Trinidad and Tobago football, and, of course, we want to make sure we get the best possible coach to take us to the World Cup or thereabouts. And what I would say to that is, honestly, I would like to get who I like, to be honest. You know what I mean? You need a coach to inspire these boys to win. John Herdman resigned from Canada men's national team as head coach position in August 23 to take on the Philippines job for real. He retired from Canada to coach the Philippines. That even makes sense? Boy, Bon, I will try. I will try my endeavor best to fulfill that request because I can't stand Fuentes, bro. Can't stand him as far as I could see him. To be fair, he's a waste of time. I go do a better job. But don't worry. I will be home visiting in a few months. Who knows what will happen when I come home? You know, I'll be on ground zero for Trinidad football, so maybe I'll try a thing. You take the Toronto FC job. Brother. You want this coach so bad, bro? You really want this coach so bad, bro? Jesus. Son. Son. Let me go for another coach now, boy. A coach, we need to prove something. You know, no one who commented to look at Trinidad like, hey, we don't even have the resources of Canada. And we want them to do the job where Canada have. You know what I mean? Like, next thing you know, he come and doing our job and then decide to go back to Canada when we both qualify for the World Cup and we without a coach. We don't want no traitors in CONCACAF, bro. Yeah. Thierry Henry or Michael Carrick. It could get interesting. Who gone? Who we can get? John Herdman? Bro's a national team. You think he gonna pass up that job to coach a national team? Man, I don't know what to say about you. Yes, sometimes. You just defeat me, you know, bro. You just defeat me, bro. Because I does not understand. You bring up the man and say we had to get he, and then now he signed to Toronto FC, so you don't think we can sign him. Oh my God. More people watching Trinidad than Toronto FC, bro. You mad? Henry flopping MLS. Don't worry now, Princehood. Henry will be very successful as Trinidad head coach. Because I'm pretty sure you will see players playing very structured. You see, the problem is you think we need a real best coach. We don't need a best coach. We just need a coach who could coach basic structure well and make them creatively attack well. Because we're an attacking team. We got to play to our strengths, people. Yeah, we can't try to play like Barcelona and dominate the ball and all that kind of thing. We got to score on the transition. We got to outscore teams. We got to punish teams. 3, 4, 5 goals in the first 60 minutes and let them try to score and defend. You know what I mean? Outscore a team and out-defend them. And that is it. So what I do know is Henry could get players to score goals. He's a very good coach. Good coach when it comes to getting your team to score goals. And that is what Trinidad need to score. As long as we score inconsistent goal, we go defend well. Exactly. He going to coach Indonesia, bro. Who retires to go and coach Indonesia? Bro, you keep pulling me into this conversation. You know? Exactly. In 2024, you win silver in the Olympics, bro. You know is that? Come now, man. Come now, man. All you. I'm giving all you the revolution here. The revolutionary ideas. You know what I mean? We go and get a coach in Thierry Henry looking to prove himself on the world stage. Take Trinidad to the World Cup, smash up some teams on the way. And all is well. All is well. Anyway, guys, your boy got to go. Big day tomorrow. Not only I have to do updates for Trinidad football, but I got to do updates for Manchester United as well. So thank you guys for joining me once again. But this is Elite Footy Talks, your home for Trinidad and Tobago football and the leading CONCACAF and international football scene right here. Don't forget to drop your flags as well. You know what I mean? Represent where your hood, guys. You know it is. International, as usual. Big up to you all.
Baby.